Well, hello again everybody. It's Friday morning and we've had 4 nights now at this campsite in Looe, and most days we've walked into Looe along that same footpath to see our friends. But this morning we're off back into Somerset and we're staying at Toplands Farm Caravan and Motorhome Club certified location. We're nearly packed up and we're just about to get on the road. So you can see here the narrowness of the lanes leading away from the Bay View campsite at Looe. Nothing too desperate. I think you'd get most units down here with a bit of care, but yeah, just got to take it easy really. Well, we were soon back on the main roads and making good progress towards Toplands Farm. Well, we've now made it to the CL. It was a little bit of a longer journey. I thought it'd take about 3 hours, which is what the phone and sat-nav said. Nikki said 5 hours, and it did probably take us about 5 hours. We did stop for a little while to get some shopping, but the sat-nav that came with the motorhome I thought was like a dedicated motorhome sat-nav that would take us routes suitable for this size of van, but it just seems to have a preference for taking us right through town centres. Tried to take us right through the middle of Bristol, tried to take us through the clean air zone, which would have got us a big charge as well, so we ducked out of that. So I'm going to have a look at that and see exactly what the issue is there, because it does take us some very, very odd routes. Definitely has a passion for driving through city centres, which I don't. So I need to sort that out. But we're settled in, we're going to have a little bit of lunch and then I'll show you around the site. Well, I say lunch, it's actually getting on for 5 o'clock now, so it's more like tea.
It's called brunch.
Well, Nikki wasn't really very hungry, so it was just me having a bit of dinner. So I cooked myself a burger on the old Cadac again and sat outside enjoying the evening while I ate it. We do seem to be managing okay without an oven in the van. You can do an awful lot on the Cadac, and of course it is quite nice to cook outside. We do of course have the hobs in the van, but you are a bit limited what you can do with just hobs, and we have no hookup on this site, so we cannot use the inbuilt microwave. I guess the real test will come in the winter time when it's not quite so pleasant to cook outside on the Cadac, and we'll have to use our imaginations to think up meals that we can just make on the 2 rings we've got inside. So we're just outside Chippenham here. I think we're technically in the Cotswolds just about. And this is just a little 5-van CL and it's got no electric hookup. So we're running the fridge and the water heating and stuff on the gas on this site. And it's a nice rural site with farmland views pretty much all round. There's the bins for recycling. There's the waste disposal point, and there is a little toilet there as well. And there's the drinking water. Not sure we're going to be able to get the van up to that though, so might have to cart it in by hand. But we have got, I think, nearly 3/4 of a tank on board. What a great little site.
That's a nice clear fart.
Well, I guess the obvious question is how we're getting on with the new van, our first longish trip away, and I think we're doing quite well, aren't we?
I think we're doing wonderfully well.
Yeah, it's good having the larger capacity water tank and waste tank, because I've not had to be backwards and forwards filling up. Used to have to fill up the old van once or maybe even twice each day, and this one lasts us 3 or 4 days, doesn't it, each tank?
Not nearly as funny for me though.
Yeah, she used to like watching me walking backwards and forwards filling it up, but yeah, we haven't had any real major problems. We've got a little tiny problem with the fly screen. One of the little cords has come undone. And the control panel went a little bit flaky for a while, but that seems to have sorted itself out now, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. When you press the buttons it lit up, but the little needle didn't move to show you how full the tank was, or what state the batteries were in. But I tapped it and it's now working, and it's been working perfectly for the rest of the trip.
I think the best thing is the fact that we do arrive and we don't have to spend an an hour setting up.
Yeah.
We can actually just get on with our day and relax. And you relax an awful lot more. And you can get more YouTubing done too.
Is that right? Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker to pack up and a lot quicker to pitch up. I think the main differences are that we don't have to carry so much stuff inside the van because we've got the garage on the outside. Before, when we arrived, we used to have to unload all the chairs. If we took the awning with us, that had to ride inside the van. The little camping tables, all that sort of thing used to have to ride inside the van. And of course the e-bikes were on the back on the bike rack. Now that is a thing actually we found in Looe when we were walking backwards and forwards to Looe each day, 4 days in a row. That was a bit much, especially in the heat, and we wished we got the e-bikes with us, didn't we?
9.6 miles yesterday. My legs have never been very long, but they're much shorter now.
That's because what we did when we got to Looe is we went for another walk from Looe. So, yeah, that did add up a bit, didn't it? So, I think the very next thing we've got to do to this van is to have a tow bar fitted.
But in the meantime, we can carry on having a lovely time and being in beautiful scenery and going on the next adventure.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't really spoil things. It would just make things a lot easier if we could take the e-bikes with us. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll get the tow bar put on, and then we'll put the bike rack on with the e-bikes. Then we'll get bikes. Then we'll go and get the van weighed, because I need to check what the weights are with the bike rack on. And if it's too much on the back axle, then we'll get a trailer, probably something like a double or triple motorbike trailer, and then we can either tow the e-bikes behind us as we normally did, or we can tow a motorbike behind us and we can get round on a motorbike with Nikki on the back of the motorbike.
Yes, you don't notice I did stay extremely quiet there because I knew he was going to try and get me on the back of the motorbike again.
Yeah. So
I have been on motorbikes, but I'm just not keen anymore.
No, you're looking forward to it, aren't you? She's looking forward to getting on the back of that Suzuki, I think. That's the thing. And also, of course, we could take the kayaks on the trailer as well.
Anybody else out there realise how nice it is when your husband talks for you? No.
Now, you are looking forward to going on the back of the Suzuki,
I'm looking forward to going in the kayak, yes.
Yeah. And on the back of the Suzuki.
And on the kayak. And on the kayak.
Yeah. So I think a trailer will be the thing. Now, one thing that has happened that I don't know if you can see properly here is that this little cord has come detached from the fly screen side, and it's not a problem while the fly screen is closed, closed. It's opened out, but it's closed, if that makes any sense. But anyway, it's not a problem in that position, but when you close it, it does mean it goes slightly baggy and doesn't fold up properly. So we're going to have to, every time I open it, it sometimes loses a little hole. So yeah, it's not a major thing, but it is a little bit annoying. So I'm not sure if this will be covered under the warranty of the van. I'm going to have to ring up Camper UK when we get back and see. But if not, we're going to have to work out how to try and fix this at some point. Well, we've had a bit of a quiet morning. I've been reading my book and Nikki's been doing some of her accounting work. And now what we're going to do, we're nearly out of water. So I'm going to reverse the van back up to where that water tap was, fill up with water. And then we're going to go for a little bit of a walk down into the valley. I think there's a nice walk you can do down by the river. Well, fortunately the site owner was out with her dog pruning her roses and such, and we were able to ask her for permission just to trim a little bit off one of the trees so we could reverse the van right up to the tap. Now the tap did have a bit of a slow flow, so it took quite some time to fill the tank up, but there's really no hurry in a lovely place like this, and yeah, it's very convenient to be able to reverse the van all the way back up to the tap once we'd trimmed that tree. Oops, overshot it a bit on the ramps there. Anyhow, off we go for a walk down these very pleasant little country lanes. We've found the pub. Well, it's Sunday now, it's the last day of our trip, and we're just packing up and getting ready to head home. It's been a great week or so away with our nights down at Looe, and then couple of nights here at this lovely quiet CL. So that's all from us for the moment, and we'll see you again very soon.